Hello, everybody. Oh, I'm tired. Normally I would be still sleeping, but I woke up and I was cold because it is like 26 degrees this morning. So, and I'm going to go and get some coffee. Let's see who joins me this morning. Excuse me. Get me some coffee. It's cold. Good morning, Remy. Okay, I'm here with my coffee. Hi, Sage. Normally you guys don't hear me saying that. Usually it's High Shadow or one of the dogs. Sage is our other cat who usually hangs out in the bedroom, but she is out in the living room today. Yesterday I didn't find her at all. I knew she was out, but I couldn't find her. And it turned out she was in the front window the whole day. Alright, let's see. Your average girl. Hello, good morning. Give me a minute. Gotta let the dogs out and make coffee. Just woke up. So did I. And thank you for the birthday wish. It's so cold. It's 26 degrees right now, and that's just wrong. And we're supposed to get snow tomorrow. It says we're supposed to get rain today by noon. Oh, it says rain/snow today. Rain and snow this morning, transitioning to snow showers for the afternoon. That's my birthday weather. Yippee! Yippee dippy. Country Rose Gaming, hello. Good morning, thank you. Figure I should have some sort of a little birthday stream or whatever, since we can't even do anything for my birthday. Normally we go out for a birthday dinner and whatever. Well, we're not doing that, obviously, so I think we're gonna get like takeout or something, but ooh, it's cold. Hi, Sage. Hi, baby girl. What you doing? I can't see the screen now. You know that, right? Ooh. At least the coffee's still hot. He asked me what I wanted for dinner, and I totally said pizza with mushrooms on it. He's like, we'll get you your own with mushrooms on it. And I'm like, thank you. Because he doesn't like, neither of the boys like mushrooms. My husband doesn't, my son doesn't, but I do. So we're probably getting pizza delivered, and mine is going to have mushrooms on it. Yes, it's 20. See, and last week, it was like, there was a moment where it was like 70 degrees. A day where we had 70 degrees. Other days we had 60 degrees. Now it is literally 26 degrees. Ugh, and we're supposed to get snow. I'm not enjoying. Actually, I'm going to turn my space heater on. I think our boiler is going out. Because even when it was running, it was not very warm in here. So we just kind of turned it off. So the house is kind of chilly. But we've got this little space heater, and I like pointed at myself. So I'm just going to turn that on right now. Whoops. Yeah, we want that on maximum heat. Oh my gosh, you're gonna die at 70 degrees. Oh boy, yeah, it is cold. Like, there's been a couple of days where I will literally be in my house dressed in layers. Like, I had a pair of leggings and my pajama pants on top of that yesterday. And then a t-shirt and 2 hoodies in my house. And a pair of thick, woolly socks. It's currently 48. I'd take 48 right now, even. Whew. I've got to do a water change today on my goldfish tank. Oh, my winter stuff is always still accessible. And then tonight, if you see on the screen there, tonight I will be appearing on Mrs. Green Thumb's channel at 6 o'clock and basically answering some animal questions that people have, some pet questions people have, and showing off as many of my pets as will let me show them. The hermit crabs are buried, so I doubt that they're going to get recognition, because you cannot disturb a buried hermit crab. But I want to show as many of them as I can during the stream. So the rats, even if it's not all the rats, a good number of the rats anyway, the fish, the hamster, the spider, the rabbits, the birds, that kind of thing. Yes, Remy will be available to be seen too. Yep. Hey, Jules. Thank you. How are you feeling, hon? Jules has been really sick, you guys. She had a COVID test the other day. Gotta wait for some results. So we've got our prayer caps on for Jules. But yep, Remy will be in the video tonight. And then everybody else. Yeah. It should be a good stream. I'm a little nervous because I don't, it's like about me today. And I'm gonna have like stage fright. Still at Temple 101. Aww. I'm glad you're still feeling a little bit better. Temperatures just make me feel miserable regardless. If I have a fever, I just don't feel good. Oh, it's so cold. It's so cold. I feel like I need to put on my winter coat in my house. Oh my goodness, I want to still be sleeping. But I think part of what I didn't sleep as good, and my husband slept in the chair in the living room overnight because I was getting ready for bed last night and I crawled in and got hit with a cold, wet feeling. And I was like, what the heck? So I pulled back the. Brinley, my bigger dog, got into the bedroom yesterday, earlier in the day. And in the past, she's had a tendency of just feeling like, hey, I'm going to pee on the bed. Well, apparently she did that yesterday. And I was unaware of that until I crawled into the bed and got hit with the feeling of cold and wet in the bed. So I had to, and then I realized she peed in the bed. So I had to strip the bed. And then I realized, you know what? We need to get another comforter. We need to get another set of bed sheets because I have to wash these now and we don't have anything else. And I don't know why we don't have anything else. I'm like, what is wrong with us? Why do we not have another set for our bed? Like, usually we'll wash it and put it back on, during the day, so we don't have to worry about another set. So now, when it's like 11 o'clock and I'm going, oh my gosh, now I can't go to bed because I got to wash the bedding, I just threw like a twin sheet over the bed, even though we have a queen. So this is why my husband didn't sleep in the bed, because there wasn't going to be sufficient bedding. And so I just stripped the bed of the wet stuff, threw it in the washer, stayed awake long enough to throw it into the dryer, and then the cover that I have on the bed, I sat there with my blow dryer drying it, and then I squirt it with foaming soap because I was like, I may be drying it, but it still smells like dog pee. So I squirt foaming hand soap on it, rubbed it down with a towel over the spot. So now it at least smells like flowery, foaming soap. Dried it and then threw the twin flat sheet over the bed and then used one of my throw blankets to go to sleep. And my husband just slept in the chair, which sometimes he sleeps better sitting up anyway. But, yeah, that was my night last night. So I didn't really sleep that horribly well. So this morning I was just like, and then I was cold this morning because I didn't have a comforter. So here I am. I'm awake. Oh, I don't know what it is about why that dog thinks that she should just pee on the bed. I don't know why. But this is why she doesn't sleep in the bed like Bella does. Bella sleeps in the bed. She's great. Brinley pees in the bed, and I don't know why. She's only slept in the bed one time successfully, and that was after she got spayed. And she was all doped up and not feeling well, and yeah, she slept very well in the bed that one time, but she's not allowed in the bed any other time because she pees in it. And I don't know what goes through her head, because it's not like she's a puppy anymore. She is going to be 4 years old in September. Why does she still pee in the bed? I don't understand. Whereas Bella has slept in our bed ever since she was, she's going to be 5 next week. And she slept in the bed since she was less than a year old, and she's just fine. I don't know. I don't know if it's excitement or what it is, or she's claiming it as her own. I don't know. I don't know, but oh, that was a rude awakening in my nightshirt, crawling into the bed and feeling wet cold on my legs, and oh, yuck. Just yuck. Yuck, yuck, yuck. So I might have to go into the dryer again, though, and take the sheet out so that I can dry the comforter, because For some reason, when I put the sheet and the comforter in the dryer at the same time, they twist all around each other and they don't dry well. They'll dry, but they're not fully dry when they're done. I don't think these accidents are fun. I think they somehow are fun for her, but they're not fun for me. So my husband was already falling asleep on the couch last night when I was getting ready for bed. So I came down and woke him up and I said, just so you know, Brinley peed on the bed, so you might want to just get yourself comfortable down here. And he was like, lovely. Yep. It was not very fun last night. Yeah, we actually have a cover, a zipped cover on our box spring, and a zipped cover on our mattress. But they're not plastic, and I wish we can get plastic, but I hate the crinkly noise. But we have those covers on our bed because we had bed bugs, and oh my gosh, it is so hard to get rid of those things. Yes, we need a second set of bedding for sure. Hey, Dee! Thank you! Yep, we definitely need so that we could still have a comfortable night's sleep, even waiting for another set to dry. Wash and dry. Or just never leave the door open to the bedroom so that she can't sneak in there. Because what had happened was I had left the bedroom door open, and then I had let Brinley out of her kennel, because she sleeps in her kennel during the night, because she can't even stay loose in the living room. She'll get into trouble. So I let her out of her kennel and I fed her, and before I let her out, she decided to venture on upstairs, and I'd forgotten about the fact that I left the bedroom door open. So I noticed that she tipped the garbage can over in the bedroom, and like the little tiny one that's next to the bed, but I didn't even think about checking the actual bed until I crawled into it and realized that she'd peed in it. So, oh, fun. Yeah, see, and my dogs are not puppies. Bella is great. She'll be 5 next week. She's been sleeping with us in our bed since she was a baby. She's great. But Brinley is she'll be 4 years old in September. And she is notorious for, I don't know why, she'll jump onto the bed and pee. And I don't understand it. That's why she doesn't get to sleep in our bed. And she has to sleep in a kennel at night because she gets into trouble in the house. She'll get into things and just, So I don't know. I don't know if it's her breed for just being a troublemaker, but she has to be in a kennel when we're not home. She has to be in a kennel at night. Bella's fine. So, I don't know. Here's her 10 and 11. Okay, so they're not even puppies. So yeah, I don't know. That's just the way she is. That's just the way she is. She's just doomed to not be able to sleep in the bed or be out of her kennel when she's not being supervised. Yeah. Yep, she'll get into things. She'll tear things up. We can't leave the bathroom door open either because she'll get into the trash and tear up Kleenex and all sorts of stuff. Like, she's just very mischievous. Bella's pretty good. Bella It's funny because Bella can't even jump off the bed to, get into trouble. When we go to bed and she's on the bed, she's on the bed. She has to bark at us to tell us she wants down because she doesn't think that she can't jump up onto the bed. She can't jump down off of the bed. We have to lift her onto the bed and lift her off of the bed. If we stick her on the bed and walk away, she's stuck there. It's funny. I'm pretty sure she could do it if she really tried because, for heaven's sakes, dachshunds can jump up and down on things and they're short, they're tiny. Bella can't do it. She can jump up onto our couch, but half the time she thinks she can't and she wants to be lifted. But I've seen her do it herself. I have never seen her jump up on the bed ever. And the only time she's jumped off of the bed was when she accidentally fell off of it. Aw. Yeah, I don't think Bella has ever peed in the bed. I don't think she's ever peed in the bed. Brindley, however, the first time she ever peed in the bed, she actually sat on my husband's pillow and peed on his pillow. And I was like, time to go buy a new pillow. But this time it was on the bed itself, mainly on my side of the bed. So that's how I noticed when I got into bed. What are you doing, Bella? Is Sage there? Huh? Oh, if she is. Are you playing with Sage? Shadow doesn't like Sage. Brindley wants to chase Sage. Sage doesn't like Shadow. But she doesn't seem to mind Bella. They'll play together. Ah, Brindley. Gotta love her. She's one of a kind. Yeah, she hears me talking about her. She's like, because she's still in her kennel. Because Sage is around, and as soon as I let Brindley out, she will terrorize Sage. So Sage is going to have to find a place to go so that Brindley can get let out. Like yesterday, she was in the front window all day, and I didn't even know because we've got really good curtains that when they're closed, you can't even see the window. So she was hiding in the window. I didn't know where she was, and Brindley didn't even know where she was. So it was the perfect place for her to go, but she was kind of stuck there all day. But I didn't know she was there. I was like calling her and making noises, and she didn't make herself known, which was probably good because once Brindley knew she was in the window, she kept trying to get to her. So, yeah, it was a good place for her to be. And she needs to get used to being down here, the cat, because ever since we got her, she's been in our bedroom. And I really hate having a litter box in the bedroom. But she was in the bedroom, and for about a month, she was just hiding constantly in the bedroom even. So we barely saw her. She would only come out when no one was there. She would eat and drink and use the litter box and everything. Now she's warmed up to everything and comes out and like terrorizes us when we're trying to sleep. Hey, Mike. Thank you. How are you? But now we need to get her used to the rest of the house because it's really, now that she has warmed up to us and everything, it is really hard to sleep when she's wanting to be right into your face. And yeah. Yes, at least while she was stuck in the window, she was able to watch the world go by, what part of it was going by. Oh. So my place of my job is opening up to the public again today. but I am refusing to work, so because our county, the numbers are still going up on who is getting sick and who's dying and all of that. I'm not going to work to expose myself, with having the public back into the store and handling the animals and being in close proximity, like coming in for things that aren't essential. Like, we do not need to be buying puppies and other animals and stuff like that during this time. And I understand that the animals are just getting older while they're sitting in the store, but, I'm not going to expose myself for their money making. Yes, they're opening up already. They wanted to open up on the 8th because originally that's when the stay-at-home order was until. So they wanted to open up on the 8th, but then the Indiana governor extended it another 2 weeks. And even though it is still going on, they decided that they are still going to open up to the public. Limited time, limited number of people in the store, limited time in the store, which they need to enforce at least, because when I was still working, they had a sign posted that said limited time in the store, and people were coming in and browsing, literally saying they were browsing. We're just looking, and we weren't telling anybody to leave. That, you need to not be here if you're not buying something essential for your animals. Passion need to leave, but okay, Jules, please feel better. Get some more rest. But yeah, I'm like, I haven't worked since, I guess now would be 3 weeks. I haven't been to work for 3 weeks. And I'm not planning on going back until we're flattening the curve, and the curve is still going up. So there is and even once we start seeing the curve flatten, we need to still be careful, because if we open things up too early, it's just going to spike again. So, yeah. I'm not going back as so long as the numbers are continuing to climb. I'm not going to do it. And if I'm going to lose my job over it, so be it. Yeah, you never know. You never know, because they're not even testing everybody unless they think that it warrants testing. Yeah. And that's the way it should be. That's the way it should be. No talk about, and, there's a lot of talk about once we hit our peak, then we can start opening things back up. No, we can't. Once we hit our peak, we have to let it go back down, because even once we've hit our peak and the numbers start lessening, as long as there are still numbers out there, if we open back up, the numbers are just going to go back up. We need to let it peter out first. We can't just flatten the curve. We need to see it go down as well and keep it down. Otherwise, it's just going to spike again. And, and people still don't listen. Like I saw last week, 10, they were either older teenagers or very young adults playing football at the park. I wanted to knock all their heads together. I saw kids on the playground, even though there's a sign that says the playground is closed to the public. Kids were playing on the equipment. This is all stuff that is not, there needs to be somebody out there, enforcing these things. Like, excuse me, you can't do that, Yeah, right now, just in my city, we have, let me pull up the numbers. In my county is basically my city. It covers my city. We have 167 cases confirmed. So that tells you right there we do have more. They just didn't get tested. And we've had 13 deaths. In Indiana, where I am, Indiana itself, the whole state, we've had 8,527 confirmed cases and 387 deaths. You know, the numbers continue to go up. And I am not going to work unnecessarily because they want to sell their dogs. Nope, their dogs and their animals are their money makers, because when someone buys an animal, they have to buy the stuff that goes with the animal. So that's where they make their money. And I am not going to cater to that when stuff like this is going on. I mean, I understand it sucks. I do. But it sucks for every business, not just pet stores. Every business is suffering. You know, I just don't think that risking the lives of employees to make money makes any sense. Hey, Kathleen. Yeah, I just think, you know, it's just not worth it. I mean, it's not going to go well if all your employees end up getting sick. Yeah. And there's a way to do, you can do that. And, they said, serious inquiries only for the animals. But it is so easy for someone to say they're serious, get a chance to handle the dog or handle the small animal, and then say, okay, we'll have to think about it. It's so easy for someone to just claim that they're being serious, and then we just got to think about it, So, Sand Creek Aquatics, hello! How are you? Welcome to the stream. Vitamin D, yeah, for sure. Vitamin D, vitamin C, just take your vitamins. Just take them all. My allergies are acting up. It is freaking cold here. 26 degrees. That is just wrong. Oh, excuse me. It went up to 30 since I started the stream. It's only a high of 40 today, too, and that's just ridiculous. When last week it was like 70. Yep, it will. Oh, no! The one time that happened with Brinley, I thought I was going to have a heart attack. Because she's got one of those wire tie-out things, and we just let her out the front door, and we have the other end of it in the house. We just let her, because our backyard is like on the other side of our garage, so we can't let her out the back. Our back door is on the side of the house. The garage is right behind the house, and then the backyard is on that side, on the other side, so we can't just let her into the backyard, and it's not fenced. So we just basically let her out the front door. She goes to the bathroom or whatever. But I had opened the door to let her, and this was a while ago, I guess. Last year. It was last year. And I opened the door to let her in, and she didn't come. And I was like, oh, so I pulled on the leash, and there was no give to it. It had snapped because the plastic part of the lead had come off, and then the wire underneath had rusted. And when she pulled on it, it snapped, and she was gone. And I was like, oh my gosh. But luckily, calling her twice, she came back. I was going to have a heart attack. I was like, she's going to get hit by a car, because we live on a busy street. Oh my gosh. I'm glad you got them back. Yeah, we live on a busy street, and Brinley doesn't have all her marbles sometimes. So I was like, she's going to get hit by a car. But luckily, when I called her a couple of times in a panic, getting ready to run around the neighborhood trying to find her, I heard her coming back. So, oh my gosh. So now I'm always inspecting that leash before I let her out. And I'm like, because some of the wire is already exposed, and I'm checking it to make sure it's not rusted because I don't want it to snap again. Because all it takes is her seeing a person or seeing a squirrel or something like that where she's going to pull on it. And then, yeah, then she's gone. Bella, on the other hand, won't leave the property, which is awesome. Yeah, they went on an adventure. Uh-oh, which one of the animals is getting snipped? Wild boars took 2 dogs out, put 2 in hospital, 1 lost her eye. Oh, poor things. Oh. Hey, Remy, are you still sleeping over there? He's like, it's cold. I'm not waking up. Buck and Greg are getting snipped. Oh. Yeah, luckily it's only happened the one time with Brinley. Thank goodness. My heart was in my mouth when I noticed that she wasn't on the other end of the leash. Oh. Because, yeah, she does not have all her marbles. When she is excited about something, and obviously being free is exciting, when she is excited about something, she loses her brain cells. I mean, just like yesterday, she was excited about the fact that she could get into our bedroom and jump on the bed. And so what did she do? She lost her brain cells and she peed on the bed. So, yeah. Yeah, boars are mean, I hear. I've never been around any. We don't have them here, but I hear they're mean. I escaped from the house and went on an adventure one day. The vet miles away from. Oh wow! They ran to the vet. The Finch is talkative this morning. Oh, Sage is staring at him. That's probably why. The Finch is talking. Remy's still sleeping. And she's watching him. It's a good thing that the Finch is safe in the cage because Sage is staring him down. That's funny. Oh, nice hot coffee. It's so cold in here. Ooh, ouch. Oh, gotcha. So they just went to visit their friends. They wanted to go visit their friends. Hi, Sage. Were you staring at the birdie? Aw. Ooh, a donut. I want a donut. Milk shaken, not stirred. Mine is coffee with a chocolate creamer. I have to give it a chocolate flavor, otherwise I don't like coffee. They ran through. Did they get washed when they ran through? As long as they got clean on their adventure. Oh, that's my phone. Let me see. Just a text from my husband. Oh, they did get they got cleaned. That's funny. What are you doing? Getting into stuff. So, for everybody that's in here, if you see on the screen where it says will be appearing today, I will be at Mrs. Green Thumb's tonight at 6 o'clock, showing off all the animals, my crazy dogs, the crazy cats, bunnies, the rats, the spider, the hamster, the birds. Probably not the hermit crabs because they're hiding. They're buried. And it is a very important thing not to unbury them when they're buried. But, Run, it's the husband. Oh, he was just... He texts me every morning after he leaves for work, but this time it included a happy birthday. So yeah, that's what will be going on tonight. So I will be over there and showing everybody off. I gotta do a water change on my goldfish, otherwise they're not making it into the stream because their water is... Well, having 2 giant snails in there and the goldfish, they make for dirtying up the water pretty fast. So, no, you cannot play with the cords. Stop. You cannot play with those. Thank you, Kathleen. I've never done an actual collab before, so it's going to be interesting. I'm sure it'll be fine. I've just never done one like that before, and it's kind of awkward to be the center of attention. I don't usually like to be the center of attention, and I get stage fright. But I've always had, like, I can't do public speaking or anything like that. My anxiety will just take over. But it should be okay. It's not like I've never been on video, like, on a stream showing off my animals before. Usually it's my own stream, but good day to plant a tree. Not here, it's cold. It's 30 degrees right now. And it's supposed to snow later. But I did. My little tomato baby plants are doing well. When I got up this morning, I went and looked at them and turned them in the window so they could have their little morning plant yoga. Little bit of plant yoga. They're doing well. Yours are duds. I hope not. Hopefully, who did you get them from? Hopefully they're not old. If they're really old, then they might be just too old to germinate. I had some seeds for parsley and cilantro and stuff like that, but I knew they were old, so I just tossed them. I need to get some more because it's perfect stuff to grow for my rabbits. Hi, Sage. Hey, Sakuna. How are you? But I need to grow some more cilantro and parsley, and I also grew catnip. I had catnip seeds and all of that. Because it was all stuff, obviously the catnip the cats could have, but the other stuff the rabbits could eat. And but the seeds are too old, so I need to get some more. And then do the tomatoes, but I also want to start growing aloe vera again. I want to do a sensitivity plant. I want to do a spider plant. I've always loved spider plants. Spider plants to me are like a childhood memory because my mom had spider plants. And they always did so well. And my son, when he was younger, when he was like the 3rd grade, or no, 4th grade, they did a plant thing, plant show type thing at school. And every kid got a plant, and he had, that last year, he had a spider plant. And he took such good care of it, and it was starting to get little babies on it, and he loved it. And he had these aspirations of once he got his plant back from the school, that he would still be taking care of it, and he'd want to sell the babies. Like, that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to sell the babies. But once he had to turn the plant in for the show, they weren't taking care of it. So when he got it back, it was like half dead. He was so disappointed. He worked on that plant so hard and took such good care of it, and then they gave it to him back half dead. I can't even remember what he placed in the show. I think he got like 2nd place or something. But yeah, half dead plant, and he couldn't bring it back. So like he couldn't like revive it. Like how can you you're trying to teach these kids to take care of a plant, but you couldn't take care of it and give it back to him in the shape that he gave it to you? Yeah. He was so disappointed. I mean, at least give it back in the shape that it was given to you. But nope, they didn't. So but yeah, I want to do some plants. If the test will be with these tomato plants in the windowsill. If the cat leaves them alone, that maybe I can put other plants up in that windowsill later, and like the other things that I want to grow, and hopefully be able to have some plants. And I just never have had any plants in the house because the cats would always try and eat them or knock them over or something. So if I can keep these tomato plants going in here for a little while until it's warm enough to put them out when they're bigger, and when it's warm enough to put them out, if the cats are leaving them alone, then it might be an indication that I can start having plants in here again, because I do mostly have different cats than I used to have. At one point years ago, I got myself a cactus because I was like, it's the only thing the cat's not going to be able to eat. And I got this little cactus, and my cat she was looking at it, trying to figure out how she can chew on it, and she couldn't figure it out. And I was like, success! But we don't have that cat anymore. She passed away 2 years ago. So the cats that we have now haven't really experienced plants that much, because I've just never had them because of the experiences with my other cats. So I think it might be time to try again. I mean, Shadow still has a tendency to knock things over, but so far the tomato plants have been safe in the windowsill. She hasn't done anything with them. So I guess we'll see, because it's a perfect windowsill to put them. The sun shines in. When it's sunny out, the sun shines in that window. It's a nice big window. It's got a wide, at least a foot of windowsill width. So it's perfect for putting pots on. The cat likes to lay up there. That's the one downside of that. I'd have to leave a space for her to lay down so that she doesn't feel the need to shove pots off. But we will see, we will see. So what is everybody planning on doing today? I was, of course, crafting again yesterday. I got a diamond painting journal the day before yesterday, and yesterday afternoon I finished it. It is done. But now I'm working on the inside. The inside of it has blank pages. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm turning the inside of it into kind of like a junk journal. So I'm messing with the pages and putting pockets and tucks and staining the pages and stuff like that. I'm having a grand old time with my book. I'm not going to be able to put too many things in it because then otherwise it'll be too thick to close. But little flat, anything flat that I can put in. I've got like a little pocket in there already, and actually I put 2 pockets in already and stamped a little bit and coffee stained the first page, and yeah, plenty of other things that I can do in here. There's a lot of pages. I've got 1, 2, 3, nope, that's not 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 16. Lots of pages. There's lots of pages to work with in here. So I'll have a lot of fun, and it'll look really pretty on the front with its shiny little gemstones. Oh no, Kathleen. Yes, get some rest, because you got to be around tonight. Jules popped in earlier. To say hi. Hey, look. Sage, look. Sage, you are totally not hearing me. Looky. You gonna go get it? Nope. She's got other ideas. Oh, goodness. Hi, Finchy. You know, I realized he hasn't got a name yet. My poor Finch has not got a name yet. My other Finch had a name. His name was Atticus, and then he passed away. I have not named this Finch yet. And I was trying to think of names when I had the 2 females, and then the 2 females decided to pass away, both in one day. So now he's alone again, and he's still unnamed. I need a name. Tell her thank you. She said she's still feeling a little bit better, but she did have 101 fever yesterday. Even though she's still feeling a little bit better than she was, but obviously she's still got a ways to go. Aw, is she going to see you? Yeah, if I had 101 fever, I'd be feeling pretty miserable. The last time I had a fever that high, I really thought, like, oh my gosh. My fever was 102 when my son was like 5 years old, and I had strep throat. I felt like I was going to die. I hadn't felt that sick in so long. The body aches that go along with that, and just, ugh. It was terrible, terrible, terrible. And I can't imagine that 101 feels much better than 102. I don't really run fevers a lot when I'm sick, but I definitely did when I had strep. And then I had a very low grade one in January. It was like 100 point something or whatever. For just one day, and then it was gone the next day. But oh, she took my PlayStation to update it. She's okay, cool. All right, Kathleen, get some rest. See you later. Otherwise, I've been crafting so much. I was like, I need a place to put my my papers that I've been dyeing and stuff, so that I can make my journals and stuff. So I grabbed up one of my cereal boxes that was empty, and I spent time yesterday painting it and decorating the front a little bit. Not too much, it's just plain-ish. But now all of the papers that I've dyed or painted or stenciled or whatever are in that box. Because I was like, where am I going to put all these? But yeah, so now they're in there, all stored all nice. Just wanted to cover up the fact that it was a cereal box. So I painted it with acrylic paint, and I had to do like 50 million layers, otherwise the print would still show through. But I have been crafting so much lately, and it's so fun. Driving my husband crazy because, there was something yesterday. He opened up a package of something, and I was like, ooh, give me that. I could use that. And he just laughed. Things that we would recycle or throw away, I'm driving him crazy because I'm like, don't throw that away. I could use that. He's like, we got to throw some things away. Good grief. But on Facebook, I joined a crafting group, and they're doing junk journals and stuff like that. It's mostly for junk journaling, making pockets and tucks and books and dyeing pages, anything to do with junk journaling. And the April challenge is to make a junk journal completely out of junk. So I have the plastic bags from cereal boxes. Once the cereal is gone, I've cleaned out the bag. I'm going to use that. I've got I've got a French fry bag. After eating the French fries, I cleaned it out. Things like the pages are basically going to be junk. The old bags from packaging, old envelopes from junk mail, coffee filters, and anything like that to make pages or pockets or anything like that for the journal. It's all going to be made out of junk. So that's the challenge. So I'm collecting stuff so I can make the book. We've been working on our kitchen. We started walls yesterday. I'll be finishing one wall today and filling gaps in the floors after gaming. Tomorrow we'll be done sheetrock. Friday I'll be painting. And then after work every day, Hubby is building me a pantry and counters. Oh, nice. You're going to be so glad to have all that done. I remember when we were renovating a part of our house, when I was still married to my son's dad, and we were renovating part of the house. I hated living in a construction zone, and I was so happy when things were done. And when we were painting, or I was painting, I didn't want to look at another paint can for the rest of my life by the time I was done. I hate it. I hate it with a passion. It was so nice to have it done, but, you know, I just did not want to look at anything to do with renovating for the rest of my life. Because I don't like the chaos. Don't like it. Oh, the space heater is helping keep me warm. Love the space heater. Remy, are you still sleeping? I see you. He's acknowledging my speaking to him. I haven't had a proper casserole since we moved in here. Aww. Oh my goodness, I could go back to sleep. I'm drinking my coffee, but I'm tired. I do need to run the bedding through the dryer again, though, because I guarantee you parts of it are still damp. And then note to self, shut the door so that the dog can't go in there and pee on it. Okay. Sounds good. So I got a rabbit friend for Hera, and she doesn't like her. No matter how much I try and go through the bonding process with her, it's not happening. She does not like her. So now I've just got to keep them separate, which is a pain in the butt. But you got to do what you got to do, and I don't want to return her, because if I return her, she's then going to end up at the animal shelter, and I don't want that to happen. Hey, Mr. J, how are you? Long time no see. I know. I was like, Hera, you used to be her. You know, she was the one that, you know, needed to be bonded to Milo. But I don't know. Maybe it's because she's a girl. This new rabbit is a girl. She's not fixed yet. Maybe that's what it is. She's only a baby. She's only 4 months old. I don't know. I don't know what it is. She just does not like her. They do fine in the bonding process where they're like stress bonded and in a tight space where they're forced to snuggle and I jiggle it around. They do fine at that point. But as soon as they're in a bigger space together, Hera beats her up. And yeah, it's I heard Thea is her name. I heard her squeak when Hera was beating her up. So I was like, yeah, this isn't going to work. So now, I mean, they're still kind of housed in the same area. I've just got Thea in Bumble's old cage, which for her right now is an okay size because she's small. But I can take her out a lot, give her floor time and stuff like that. And the cage is, you know, basically they can smell each other. They've actually tried fighting through the bars. But they're still in the same area. I just attached Hera's cage to Thea's cage. So it's like part of the same thing. They're just separated by a wall of bars. But yeah, it just is not working. So, and it could be that it's because Thea's a girl and not a boy, and Hera just misses Milo and does not want Thea there. I don't know. But, and I don't know if it's going to make a difference if Thea's fixed. I just don't know. But the idea of I was going to return her, I was like, I'm going to have to return her. It's not working out. And then they were saying because they can't even find homes for the remaining bunnies, that they were going to have to take them to the shelter. And I don't want Thea to end up at the shelter because I can't keep her. So I'm trying to make it work. Oh, they kind of share the hay rack. Like the hay rack is attached to Thea's cage. So when I put hay in there for Hera, Thea will eat from the other side of it. So they eat half the time off of the same rack. But yeah, they just, when I put Thea in there with her, Hera attacks her. And now sometimes they'll try and attack each other through the bars, and yeah, I don't know. Hera just does not want to accept her. Alright, Sakuna. Have a good day. So, I don't know. Both of them are, I mean, Hera's still a really sweet rabbit. I love her to death. She's 2.5 years old. You know, so she's older. I got her when she was 8 months old. So now she's 2.5. Thea is 4 months old. I got her when she was 3 months old. So she's a lot younger. Maybe that's part of it. Hera and Milo were closer to the same age. But I don't know. Like, Milo would be 3 now. I miss him. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Maybe eventually she'll finally accept her. But I don't know. Maybe it'll take having Thea spayed first. But that's going to be a little while, because first off, right now she's too young to be spayed. So, yeah. And it was so easy to bond Milo and Hera. It was it was so easy. Like, I had it done in an afternoon. And I've tried so many times to bond these two, and it's just not happening. It's just not happening. So, but I stuck with the theme since Hera is a Greek goddess name. I stuck with the theme, and Thea is also a Greek goddess name. So I stuck with the theme, even though originally I had Milo, named him Milo, and then got Hera. But, yeah, so now they're both Greek goddesses that don't get along, apparently. Okay. So how are you doing, Mr. J? How you been? Oh no! I hope you feel better soon. Trying to find some music for a video. I hate trying to find appropriate music for a video. I don't think I'm ever completely satisfied with what I pick. I want to see all your plants. You mean my tomato? All I have right now is tomato plants. All I got right now is tomato plants. But I do want to start, like I said, I do want to start a sensitivity plant, an aloe plant. I want a spider plant. I want to get started on some plants. But right now, my tomato plant babies are all I got. But they're doing their plant yoga. Every morning I go and see them and turn them in the window. And then yesterday, even my husband goes, remember to talk to them. And I feel so silly. But I was by myself yesterday, of course, in the morning. And I'm really by myself right now. My son's upstairs. So I'd go over to them. And you're supposed to touch them a little bit too. So I ran my fingers over the tops of them lightly. And I was like, hello, babies. How are you doing? Grow big and strong. And then I turned them in the window. And I'm like, I feel so silly. But apparently it works. My husband was like, and get close, because it's the carbon dioxide from your breath that is good for them. Not so much the talking as the breathing on them. So I was like, so that's why you talk to them. It doesn't matter what you say. It's the breath. When you get close to them and talk to them, that, the carbon dioxide, they turn carbon dioxide into oxygen. So that's what that is. I'm like, oh. I tell a lady to move out of my spot on the couch, so she moved over, but barely, so I sat on her chair and looked at me like, is this a joke? Awesome! I don't know anybody I can steal clippings of plants from. I mean, I can go around the neighborhood and steal little snippets of their gardens, but I would totally, go into the store and, prune one of their plants. I'm not buying your whole plant. I just want a little snippet of it. Just give me this part of it. Really? Huh. I didn't know that. I don't know if I want to pay for a music subscription, though. My giant apple snails are doing awesome. I can't even remember how long it's been since I got them now. It was when I went to see Aquatic Ness. When I went to her house. And that was in the summer, I think. It was like the end of summer when she gave me the snails. And they're still going strong. They're doing well. I have to get a new sponge filter because they're eating my sponge filter. I find little pieces of sponge in the tank at the time, and I can tell it's been eaten at. And it's not the fish that are doing it, it's the snails. That would be fun. Plant swapping. Although there is totally seed swapping. That's a thing. Sending seeds. Yes, they eat the filter. I'm going to have to replace it because pretty soon it's not going to filter very well because one side of it is really, really thin. Little turds. They're not necessarily eating it. They're just chewing on it because there's little pieces of it in the tank. I notice when I do water changes, I get little tiny pieces of water filter. So they're not necessarily eating it, but they're chewing on it. And it's funny. Yeah. So luckily sponge filters are cheap. But Aquatic Nest did say that, her snails do the same thing. So they've kind of jimmy rigged it where they'll put something over top of the sponge filter so that it still does the job, but the snails can't get to it. I send some marigold seeds to Portugal. She filled a whole... Wow! That's cool. Oh, you guys gotta hear something. There are certain things that if Remy sees them, he freaks out. I showed him the back scratcher yesterday, and he freaked out. I dangled about 3 feet away from him. I dangled tea bags, and he freaked out. You guys got to listen to this and see if he'll do this. Hey, Remy, look. What's this? You hear this? That says, get that thing away from my cage. Let me see, I'm going to grab tea bags. It's so funny. My husband is like, you're terrorizing the bird. And I'm like, but it's funny, his reaction. I love it. What's this? If he sees something that he's not sure about, that's the way he reacts. It's so funny. It's so funny. And I noticed when it was an accident when I noticed it with the tea bags, and then when I removed them from his sight, he stopped making the noise. As soon as I put them inside again, he did it again. So I was like, oh my gosh, he is like totally like saying, get that away from me. I don't know what that is. Yes! Tea bags! Yep. Hey, Rem! What's this? Oh, are you yelling at me? I'm sorry. Not really, because it's funny. Oh, man. Ah, it makes me laugh. He's a good boy. Oh, so if you have anything in the background that's copyrighted, it won't strike you? Huh. Interesting. Hey, Rem. Is Mama picking on you? Huh? It's alright, buddy. Poor Remy. Hey, Rem. What you doing? I think he's starting to learn his manners, though, because usually when I live stream, he's all sorts of talkative, but lately he's been fairly quiet, except for when I obviously show him things he'll like. He'll definitely make noise if he hears another. He doesn't necessarily respond to the finch, but he'll respond to another bird that sounds like a Quaker. So, like, I always pull up this one specific video. Let's see. And when he hears it, he'll respond. There he goes. Do you hear the birdies? Yep. I said, can you imagine how loud this house would be if we had another parrot-type bird? They'd be like constantly talking to each other. Yeah, now you're talking because you hear a bird. Yeah? Yeah? Yes, it would be quite loud in here if we had more than one squawking bird. Yeah. You hear the birdie? Huh? Yeah, you like the birdie, huh? Yes. Oh, man. Yeah, and the finch too. If the finch hears another finch, he's all over chirping. So when we had the females, they were chirping all the time. But he'll respond to, like, sometimes just the tone of my voice, or if my phone makes a dinging noise, or sometimes I'll just go hello and he'll respond, or whatever. But if I play finch noises, he's all over talking. I bet. All the noises. There, you hear that? He responds to me. I can have a lot of fun. Yeah, I love their little noises, and they're not overly obnoxiously loud. Even when we had the other two, they're not obnoxiously loud. They're, they're fun. They're fun. Hi, Ren. Hey, Mr. Doughboy, how are you? I almost lost my voice there for a minute. Yeah. I'm surprised that he doesn't say, Brindley, stop it. Or my husband doesn't exactly he has a bit of a potty mouth. So I'm surprised. I'm like, you gotta watch it. I don't want Remy to swear. Because if he outlives us for whatever reason, if we manage to take really good care of him and he outlives us, he needs to go to somebody else. And I don't want him to have a potty mouth. Dobot. Oh, average girl and her misspellings. No, he is not allowed. He's not allowed. He'll quote unquote count with me. He'll squeak when or he'll make a noise every time I count, like 1, 2, and he's back there going with every number. He's not actually saying the number, but he thinks he's counting with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know if you can hear him over me, but I'd love a cussing bird. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, he's back there going with every number. Good boy! What a good boy! He just doesn't say the numbers. I don't know, but he responds with every... Yeah, you hear him? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He doesn't do it with every number sometimes. I think it's just got to be enticing to him. That's why I kind of do it the way I do it. Like 1, because if I just go 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, he's not doing it. He has to respond to I would teach it so much profanity. And then of course he does, like, we'll talk. He said whoop whoop a few days ago, so I went whoop whoop. So we were having this for about a minute straight, we were having this very sophisticated conversation where I was going whoop whoop and he was going whoop whoop, and then I'd go whoop whoop. So we were just back and forth. Whoop whoop. Yeah, my husband would too. I think he'll just learn it by default. But so far he's not saying anything bad. He'll say step up. He has said what a good boy, what are you doing? And then I hear him talking other times. You can tell when it's just making when he's just making noise, or if he's forming words. But half the time when you can hear him talking to himself and he's forming words, you can't really make out what it is. But it's different than just the normal squawking. So, but with all the background noise, like when the TV's on, when he thinks nobody's listening to him, that's when I hear him doing that. But I can't make out what he's saying. But they do tend to practice a lot. Like, they'll be practicing things that they've heard. A lot of the time when they don't think someone's listening, or when they're alone, or, whatever, they'll practice the words that they've heard. And of course, like, I'll be like, I'll hear him start forming words, so I mute the TV, and then of course he stops. A mockingbird. That's funny. And actually, there is a YouTuber, she's a junk journal channel crafter, and she's got an African Grey. I believe it's an African Grey, and he does say Alexa, so he activates Alexa. I don't know what he does with Alexa besides saying her name, but he does get Alexa. He does get Alexa's attention. I bet they do. I would love to have a couple sugar gliders. I really would. They're so freaking cute. We've got a couple of them at work, I think. Shortly before all this stuff went down, we got a couple of them in our shipment. They're so expensive, though. Like, each one of them, and we also say, we want them to go together. They're a bonded pair, but they're like $350 a piece, I think. Something along those lines. And then you need their big cage and all of that. And, it's expensive. It doesn't say anything, and it's mean. You gotta bond with them. They'll pick favorite people. Like, parrots will pick favorite people. They'll bond with one person mainly. This lady has a macaw, a golden blue and gold macaw, and she got him from the animal shelter. He's already like 20, or when she got him, he was 25 years old. So I think he's like 26, around 26 or something now. He talks a lot. She comes into the store with him, and we're not allowed. We can talk to him, and he'll say something, and he'll listen to us, but he only lets her touch him. He'll ride around on her shoulder and respond to her and everything. He can't stand her husband. Other people can't touch him. Only she can. Like, he's bonded with her, and he will not tolerate anyone else. And Remy, a lot of the time, he'll respond to my son, he'll respond to my husband, but neither of them can really handle him. Like, Remy will come out, and even still, he'll sometimes bite me. But he will try and go after them more than he does me. That's why I don't have Alexa in the house. Although I don't know if he'd say it or not. I mean, maybe eventually he would, but he's still young. He's got plenty of time to learn words because he's only he'll be 11 months old on the 21st of this month, which actually is Bella's birthday. That's really interesting. His birthday is May 21st, so he'll be a year old May 21st. Bella's birthday is April 21st. So on Bella's birthday, he'll be 11 months old. So he's got plenty of time to learn new words. Because he can live for 20 years. Yeah, my Bella's going to be 5 years old on the 21st. Yeah, my Bella. It's going to be your birthday. Yes, next week is your birthday. Yeah, come here. My Bella. Yes. It's my Bella's birthday. Yes. Let's get you a big old treat, huh? Big old treat for your birthday. Yeah. Yeah. Like, why are we talking about treats? Huh? What is all over your face? What is all over your face, Missy? Yeah, it just dawned on me that he'll be turning 11 months old, Remy, on Bella's birthday. Buck will be 3 at the end of July. Aw. Aw, 14. Aw. Do they typically live... They can live... I know because they're smaller. Is 16 a common age for a Min-Pin? I would imagine. Usually smaller dogs can live 16 years or so. All of my animals are young. Like, the oldest one is Shadow, and she's 6. Or maybe she's turning 7. Something like that. She's the oldest one. That's how your sister... Yeah, so he only likes your sister. I'm surprised he doesn't talk, though. They're, like, notorious for talking. Oh, my goodness. Well, hopefully he does. Oh. I'm always like, what are we gonna do when Bella dies? Woo! My husband's like, good grief. The first time I said that, she was only 3 years old. He's like, good grief, she's only 3 years old. She's got a long life ahead of her. And I'm like, yeah, but once she gets there, what are we gonna do? Aw. Well, that's good, because then that means she's fairly healthy, right? Hi, Sage. Miss Sage here is a big kitty. And she's 11 months old, aren't you? Huh? You're a big kitty. Big kitty girl. Yes. And it is very, very good that she is actually out in the living room, not hiding. She hid in our bedroom for like the first month. Was scared to death. Even when we walked in, she'd hide. We half the time wouldn't see her. Now, she irritates the heck out of us when we're trying to sleep. Because she's come out of her shell. Stop it. Stop it. Now we just got to get her to be more comfortable in the living room so that she doesn't have to consistently stay in the bedroom. Yeah. I hate seeing animals get older, seeing them suffer.
Hi. What you doing, pretty girl? Huh? What you doing?
Sage is just checking out the computer. Don't press things. Don't stand on the keyboard. No pressing things.
No pressing things. Huh? Oh, are we gonna attack me now?
She is definitely a kitty. She's hugging my wrist right now with her front feet and attacking me. Okay. When we start trying to bite me, it's time to go. Aww. I bet she's so cute, though. I love when old dogs have that gray aged look. They're so gorgeous. They just show that they've been around for a while. It just, oh, so cute. Aw. How is everybody feeling? How are all of the pets feeling? And your snake still eating? I have to get my frog to eat because, yeah, Persimmon passed away, my Pac-Man frog, but I took in a different Pac-Man frog. He was rehomed to me. He's bigger than Persimmon was, but I've had him now for like 3 weeks, almost a month. I've had him almost a month and he has yet to eat. He has not eaten. Now, it could just be that because one of the last things that he did eat before I got him was a hopper. He ate a mouse, a hopper. And maybe that was just a lot of food for him and he just hasn't been hungry. I don't know, but I can't get him to eat. I bought frozen pinky mice. Since he was eating mice, pinkies and hoppers, I was like, okay, well, I've still got earthworms, but I'll try the pinky mice. And I really don't want to do live ones. That would just break my heart. So I got frozen ones, and he has yet to eat. He won't eat. So, I don't know. And this one is definitely a boy. I think Persimmon was a girl. Because Persimmon never made any noises, but this one, who I've named Freddy, he actually does chirp. I'll hear him making quiet chirping sounds, which is basically what the boys do when they're looking for a mate or whatever. But I've heard him chirping. He's like double the size that Persimmon was. But yeah, he hasn't eaten since I got him. And I've attempted pinky mice and I've attempted the worms and he hasn't eaten yet. Patrick has been sick. I have to start her on antibiotics again. Aww. Aww. Oh, I hope they'll improve. Okay, I'll have to look at that. See a picture of her. I'm starting to get birthday wishes on Facebook. Let's see. Really, when I actually put your channel name in the search, you're not even coming up. I don't like it. Let's see. Let's go to subscriptions and do it that way. Scroll through. There you are. Oh, look at her. Yeah, I saw that last night. Oh, she's so pretty. Oh. I saw that pop up yesterday, but oh my goodness. She's such a pretty girl. Yeah, I typed in the search, Mr. Doughboy 356. It popped up, but then I clicked on it and your channel didn't pop up, just a bunch of other crap popped up. So that was weird. I am subscribed. It says I am. I know, Average Girl. They've changed that. And it's good for discouraging people from doing the sub-to-sub crap, which I think is great. But at the same time, it's a pain in the butt. Pain in the butt to just visit someone's channel because you literally want to see their stuff, like you're being genuine, and it takes forever to find them. Like, if they're not a big channel, even if you type in their channel, you're not necessarily going to find them. So it's a pain in the butt now to not be able to do that. Oh, she's such a pretty girl. Now I'm just looking at her. I want to hug her. Aww. Such a pretty doggy. Yes, I know. It is very annoying. Because if we try and promote anybody, we have to literally search them out to get their link instead of just visiting the easy way and helping people out and all of that. Maybe that's what they're also trying to discourage. I don't know, but Honey was always a loner dog. She always beat up the other dogs. We had to keep her separate from the others. Now she's the only one. Aww. So she just, well, and Bella's kind of like that too. She tolerates the other animals. She likes she'll wag her tail at the other animals, the small animals and stuff. But if it comes down to sharing attention with us, nobody else is allowed to sit on Daddy's lap. Nobody else is allowed to sit on Mommy's lap. We're her people. And no one else is allowed to monopolize our attention. She doesn't mind them so long as they're not with us. If they're somewhere else in the house, she's all right. But if Brinley gets too close, or one of the other animals gets too close, she starts to get growly and, get out of the personal bubble. And sometimes it's get out of my personal bubble. Other times it's get away from my mom and dad. These are my people. They say there's a way around. Really? I would be interested in knowing what that is. I don't know if we still have him at work, but before I stopped working, we did have a min pin at work. I always want to call him Max. I can't remember what his name is. I always want to call him Max because we used to have a min pin named Max there at the store. And now when I see him, I just think Max. We had a male min pin whose name was Max, and then we sold him, and then we got a female min pin who is the sweetest thing ever. And then we sold her, and now we've got another male, and he's not as crazy as Max was, but I just keep wanting to call him Max because that's just what comes out of my mouth. And they sold the Frenchie right before I stopped working. That Frenchie that I fell in love with, they sold her. I miss her so much. I've still got some pictures and video of her, and I am not going to get rid of them because I love her so much. I would have taken her in a heartbeat, but I mean, she was $6,000. But I loved her so much. She was the sweetest Frenchie ever that we ever had. Gotta get my day started, so y'all have a good night. Thank you, Average Girl. Have a good day. Thanks for stopping in. I've missed talking with you. She was always aggressive. She ripped the chihuahua. Oh, wow. Oh, my gosh. That's awful. Poor little chihuahua. Yeah, she's definitely an only dog. Wow. Wow. That's crazy. See, at least Bella's she's more bark than bite. She'll snarl and everything, but she's never hurt anybody. She's got big dog syndrome, where she just acts like she's all tough and, but in reality she's a scaredy cat. She's been attacked before. Somebody's pit bull mix. It was a pit bull / something. That out in public, it had grabbed her by her throat. She was screaming, and I was trying to pry him off of her, and I ended up getting some scratches, and I've got scars from that, just trying to pry that dog off of my dog. She only had, in spite of it all, she only had bruising and one little puncture mark on her throat. But the other people paid for her emergency vet visit because I was not going to wait to find out what had happened. The vet was more concerned about swelling, like her throat swelling up so that she couldn't breathe or whatever, because obviously there was no, besides this tiny little puncture mark, she mostly had the bruising, so she was put on a pain med and anti-swelling thing because they were more concerned about that, the internal damage, than, the outer damage. From what I understand, you have to go to the Chrome store, type into channel, and install on it. Oh, of course. There's always that kind of a loophole. Use this program with this program. Yeah, it was always a chore with her. She's been the only baby now for over a year and 13 when she really passed away. Aww. Hey, kitty. I think the cats are going to start having a tussle. I don't know if I want to install something else, though, just to get it to be able to get to channels easier. I don't know if I want to do that or not. break. Thank you. Our last dog was wow, 5 pounds. My Shih Tzu is 12 pounds. I think she's 12 pounds. Something like that. Okay, so you go to the Chrome store, type in to channel and install an extension. Type in go to channel and install an extension. Ow. I love making the birds talk.
Right, Remy? Right, Remy? You're not talking?
All I gotta do is show you something and you'll talk. I have an interesting collection. Collection of animals. Yeah. It doesn't seem worth it to do that.
Hey, Remy. What you doing? Hi. There you are. Hello. There he is.
Thank you, Mr. Doughboy. I will have the best day that I can being quarantined in the house. We're like, wow, we usually go out for a birthday dinner for anybody in the house that has a birthday, and that's not happening. But although last year I spent my birthday by myself, my son was here, but my husband wasn't because he was out of town for work. He's at least in town this time. Oh, goodness. I love teasing them. Oh. Yes, it is my birthday today. It is. And I'm also going to be appearing on Mrs. Greenthumb's channel tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're going to be talking animals and showing all my animals and talking more animals. Oh, he cooks a lot. My husband cooks a lot. He likes cooking. He actually, when he was younger, he took culinary in school, so he likes to cook. He tends to cook more than I do. So it's almost not a treat because he does it all the time. He makes a really good lasagna. Thank you. It's not as exciting as it used to be because I'm just getting older. Older and older. Just 1 year closer to death.
Hi. What you doing?
Older and wiser. Well, half right. Time is speeding up too. It's not even just getting older, it's that each year seems to go faster than the next. Like, it doesn't feel like that long ago that I was my son's age. You know, I married his dad when I was 23. And I'm like, before I know it, he's going to be 23. He's going to be 18 this year. And my stepson is already going to be turning 20. He's going to be turning 23. So, I mean, time is just flying. I don't like it. I mean, it's good for when I have impatience about waiting for something. You know, if I know that something can't happen for another year or whatever, I'm like, well, that'll come before I know it, no biggie. But then other times, I'm like, time is just moving too fast. I'm not ready to be old. It does. It really does. Like, kids that I babysat are having kids. And I'm just like, no, it's just not right. It's not right. Kids I babysat are getting married and having children, and oh, Lord have mercy. It just reminds me how old I am. Yeah. Except that's how my ex-husband remembered my birthday. He didn't just remember my birthday, he remembered it because of when it was. Although I didn't know that it was until I moved here, until I moved into the US, I didn't know it was tax day because the 15th is not tax day in Canada. So when he was like, "Oh, a tax day, baby," I'm like, "What?" Because Canada's tax day is not the same day. So I didn't realize that until I was here that coincided. Originally, yes. I was born and raised in Canada. I moved from Canada to the US in 99. So I've been here since summer of 99. Yep. I am a US citizen now. I became a citizen in 2015. I believe it was 2000. No, not 2000. Yeah, 2015. Truthfully, I'd love to go back to Canada, but you know, while my son is still a minor and all of that, you know, there's the whole dealing with, you know, he needs to be able to see his dad and, you know, stuff like that. So it was just easier to stay here. Because otherwise, after we got divorced, I would have moved back. But it was just easier on my son for me to stick around. It's odd for me, but not having to hear the age of my kids, just enjoying life and watching my kids grow up and the kids grow up is cool until someone starts talking about how old everyone is. Yeah. And I just, I have anxiety, so there's, for some reason, I start thinking about, how old I'm getting, and even though there's still plenty of years left, unless something happens to me unforeseenly, but, I'm like, I'm not ready to leave this earth yet. I want to see, there's so many other things I want to be able to see, be around my kids, be around my family, I'm not ready to leave. And I end up getting anxiety over how old I'm getting, and I'm like, it's stupid. I'm not, I still got plenty of years left, but I start feeling anxiety about every year that ticks by. It's weird. Hi again. Cat keeps coming up here. Hi. I can't see the screen now. You're in the way. Oh my goodness. You were rubbing up on something that had paint. She's got purple paint on her ear. What were you rubbing on that had wet paint? Oh my goodness. I was crafting with purple paint yesterday, and she apparently rubbed up against it when it was still wet, because she has got paint on her ear. Well, that's funny. You trying to turn purple? Huh? You got purple paint on your ear, miss. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yeah, and I should feel that way too, because, I believe in God. I believe when you believe in God and have a relationship with God, when you pass away, you go to heaven, and that's the best place you can be. People want to go to heaven, and I'm just not ready to go. It's not that I would be, I'm sure I'd be ecstatic once I am there, but, it's just this thing about missing out on what's here is how my mind is working. I don't know. It's weird how my mind works. Can't explain why I feel that anxiety over that. I don't know why I just don't know. Yep. And I can't explain it. Like, I don't know. I can't explain why I feel that way. I don't even know why I feel that way, because I know life would be better, that you don't have to worry about all the crap that's going on in the world and just be there and, but I still have that anxiety and I can't explain why. Alright, I might have to make myself some more. My husband brewed the coffee and he only brewed enough for 1 cup. Ugh, when he's out of town, I brew enough for 2 or 3 cups for myself, but he brewed enough for himself and for me. Just 1 cup each. He always does that. I'm like, you can brew a little bit more, because I'll happily have more. Really? I'm not the only one who thinks like that. Just like, oh, as the years fly by, because I remember being a kid thinking, like, an entire day, even when I was at school, I'm like, the school day lasted forever. And I looked forward to my birthdays and it took forever to come, or I looked forward to Christmas and it took forever to come. And now you blink and it happens, Time is just flying. And I'm like, don't speed up. I'm not ready for life to be over yet. Don't speed up. I don't know. It's weird. Anxiety just sucks. It does. Anyway. I hope people are making hearts. Up in the corner there, it says, it's got the hearts, and it says World of Hearts in this together. There's a thing going around to make a bunch of hearts. It doesn't matter how or what sources you're making it from. Construction paper, lined paper, cardboard, wood, anything. Or crocheting them or whatever, and then hanging them on the front door or in your front windows or whatever. So the world knows you're in this together, and then making a video, letting people know in the virtual world, it's just a thing that's been going on. Because we're all, with what's going on right now, everybody is dealing with the same thing. So that's what the hearts are symbolizing, is that we're in this together. So that's what I wanted to continue on here. So I've got hearts on my front door. I've actually got hearts on my computer desk too, which only my family sees, but there are hearts on my front door. I want to see more people doing it. A few people responded on YouTube and did some hearts and showed me videos, but not very many people did. Hi! Yeah. We'll figure out something. At this rate, if people don't start taking things seriously and staying home, next year we'll be celebrating the same way. My son is graduating this year from high school, and he can't even have a graduate. All these seniors can't have prom or graduation or anything like that, and it just sucks for all of them. I mean, he wasn't going to get a normal graduation and stuff like that anyway because he was homeschooled, and he still can at least finish out his school year normal. That really hasn't changed for him because he takes all of his classes on the computer, all of his schoolwork is on the computer, so that hasn't changed for him. But now he can't have a normal, whatever. And I feel bad for the kids that did go to public school and are graduating and are missing out on all of that. You 36? I wish I was 36 again. Like, I don't mind, it always made me laugh when my mom would say she was 29 and holding. What's so special about 29? She just didn't want to be 30? I don't even mind being 36. 35, 36, I'll hold at that. But I'm already past that. And I know if I'm past that, I know you're past that. I don't think you ever actually went. We were told to guess your age once, and I think we all insulted you. I don't know if you ever actually said how old you were. I don't care if people know how old I am. It's just a number. I may have anxiety over how old I'm getting, but it is still just a number. I never understood why people were like, don't ask my age and I'm not going to tell you. I'm like, okay. I tend to get like, you don't look that old or whatever. And I'm like, oh, thank you. So it's like a little confidence booster that I don't look as old as I am, or, whatever. I'm like, I don't mind if people know. If they're going to say, yeah, I didn't think you did. I don't mind if I tell people, because I've had people go, oh my gosh, you don't look that old or whatever. And I'm like, oh, it's like heartwarming. So, I mean, if it was the other way around, be like, oh my gosh, you look older, then maybe I'd be a little bit more not wanting to share that, but no, you're not. You're not as old as dirt. Oh, I see. I see. Whisper it in my ear. How old are you? I need more coffee, Shadow. You gotta go get me some. Oh, see, that's not that bad. That's not that bad. I don't remember what I had guessed. I think it was only the difference of like a couple of years or something. I don't like when anybody asks me to guess their age, because I don't want to guess too high. I think it's a trap all the way around, not just for ladies. I mean, I've had people I've said to people, you can guess. Usually, for the most part, people end up guessing younger than what I am, so it's not as scary for me, but I don't like guessing anybody else's. I will not ask you to guess. I will gladly tell because it's no secret. Today being my birthday, I am now 44. 44 years old. Yep. I feel old. I remember when my dad was having like a midlife crisis when he was turning 40. He was so depressed when he turned 40. I'm like, Dad, it's not that bad. I mean, I wasn't that depressed. I mean, I was like, oh my gosh, now I'm 40. But I wasn't like reacting like he did. And he didn't want to tell anybody when his daughter turned 20. When I had my 20th birthday, he didn't want people to know that I was 20 because then it would age him. Oh, you'll be 44 in January? Sweet. Yep, I am now 44. And my son will be 18 in July, and that baffles my mind because it does not feel that long ago that he was just itty bitty little. Like, you know, I've been married now to my husband in May it'll be 11 years, and it doesn't feel like that long. And when I met him, my son was in kindergarten. And I'm like, we've really been together that long, where we started dating when my son was in kindergarten. And now he's graduating high school. It's crazy. Like, blink of an eye. And it really doesn't feel like that long ago, aside from the fact that my son was in kindergarten. His kids were 9 and 10 years old, and now they're adults, living on their own. It's, ugh. They're 22 and 21. It's nuts. Nuts. I don't run much now. And I still feel a lot. I mean, aside from aches and pains like carpal tunnel and arthritis and, you know, some things that I have arthritis in like one knuckle or whatever, but then I have carpal tunnel and things like that. But otherwise I get along well with younger people, and I'm young at heart and all of that kind of stuff. I don't feel old. So in that way, yeah, it'll be fine. But yeah, when your body can't keep up, that's I don't run much now. Like I used to a few years ago. I literally did. I was running. Like I would go run around the block or whatever. And I remember when I was trying to build up my endurance, and like I would be just jogging down the block, and I would get to the end of the block and I'd be feeling like I was going to die. And then I built it up with, you know, gradually, you know, going a little bit further and a little bit further and pushing myself. And it was easier to push myself when I was with somebody. It was much easier to give up and be like, I'm too tired when I was by myself. But I pushed myself and went further, a little bit further to the point where I could run or jog, more accurately, 2 miles. And I was like, that's awesome. And then I had pushed it to 3 miles. And so I was able to do 3 miles before I felt like I was going to, I felt like I was going to die for a lot of it, but I kept going. But after that distance of the 3 miles, my knees were killing me. And ever since then, even now with excessive walking, my knees will start to hurt. So I haven't done any running since I hit that 3 mile mark. And now if I try and do that again, I was walking Bella the other day and she wanted to run. So I kind of jogged with her and I got down the block and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to die. So I've lost all that endurance. I'd have to build it all back up again. I'd rather walk anyway. But, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people that do run. One of my friends that I've known since, oh my gosh, I don't even know how old we were. As long as I can remember, we've been friends. And she runs. She does a lot of those organized running events. She'll do. My sister used to run. I don't have anything against it. You got to train properly and do it properly. But, yeah, my knees just can't handle it anymore. So now it's just walking, and even excessive walking, I have to be careful. One of the last times that I did the Relay for Life, I joined with my sister. She was visiting around the same time, so she joined as well, and we did the Relay for Life, and we stayed there for the entire 24 hours. And just like camped. We set up a little tent for sleeping, which we really didn't even use the tent. We probably would have used it if it rained. But we were just kind of sitting in our chairs and catnapping, but we did a lot of walking. And by the end of it, we had literally walked 30 miles round and round the track. And I could hardly walk by the end of that event. My knees hurt so bad. And that was just from walking, but it was a lot of walking. So, yeah, I at that point, I was hobbling home because my knees were killing me. And that was a few years ago. Yeah. I mean, exercise is good for you, but still gotta be everything in moderation. I mean, my grandmother is turning 95. She's turning 95 this year. And she still goes for walks every day and, stuff like that. Her mind is fairly sharp. She does crosswords and word searches and walks. She's in pretty good shape for her age. I mean, she's starting to have some health problems, but, I mean, she's turning 95. But, she's exercised her mind and her body, and she still lives at home by herself, She has family helping her out, but she lives at home, which I think is awesome. And she loves gardening. She's always had a beautiful garden. Now she needs help with that, but she's always had beautiful flower gardens and had a vegetable garden and all of that growing up. That's what I remember of her. is just her gardening skills. Her and my great grandmother, her mother was an awesome gardener. She would enter some of her flowers and stuff into contests. And she had these prize winning flowers. I can't even remember what they were called, but they were gorgeous. But yeah, I much prefer walking. Much prefer walking. And I'll ride a bike and stuff too. Like we have a couple of bikes in the garage. But I have a stationary bike in the house too. That, I'll be really good about using it, and I had been using it, I would get up to going about 10 miles a day on that stationary bike. And I can only do that much if I'm distracted, like if I watch TV or whatever. That distracts me enough that I'd be like, wow, I went 10 miles, woo! But if I do it in silence, not watch anything, don't listen to any music, do nothing but just sit there and ride it, I'll peter out faster because I think about how tired I'm getting. But I was doing really well. Every day I'd do like 8 to 10 miles and be really consistent with it, and then I've kind of fallen off the wagon on doing that. I need to start doing it again. My son actually likes walking, which is great. I remember when he was little, we would go for a long walk, and he'd be like, Mommy, I can't, my legs are out of gas. And it would just kill me. I'd be like, your legs are out of gas? I would love to have a treadmill. I would love to have a treadmill. My husband would prefer an elliptical, but the elliptical tires me out faster, and I think it's the whole stair-stepping part of it, because it bothers my knees. I can walk on a treadmill forever, but if I did an elliptical, I'm done in like a couple of minutes. I'm like, holy crap. Oh, boy. I'm definitely going to have to brew more coffee, goodness. And then I have to water change my goldfish tank so that they can appear in tonight's stream. Goldfish and snails are dirty, dirty creatures. And when they're in the tank together, they're dirtier creatures. Yes, I wore my knees out also, but I'm able to get by and melt that off afterwards. So yeah, I at least don't have to do that yet. But I have braces like those. They're more like those, just almost like bandages that just kind of support your knees. They're not braces so much as they're just supports. So if I know that I'm going for long, long walks, I wear those. But other than that, no, I haven't cleaned it yet. I hate water changes, so I'm always like, and once I do it, I'm like, it really is not that bad. I don't know why I hate it so much, but I will procrastinate until I'm like, I really got to change it now. So yes, I've Gotta change it. My husband is really good about water changes. He does the biggest tanks. And he'll do it religiously every other weekend. He changes those. So they're always nice and clean. Mine will get nasty. My fish are hardy, apparently. They're very hardy fish. Because they will put up with it. And they're fine. And then I'm like, okay, guys, thank you for being patient with me. I'll water change you now, even though I can't stand it. Oh, I hate water changes. One of my wants for an animal is an axolotl, but I have been talking myself out of it because it would be yet another water change because they are aquatic. So that's the only reason why, because our pet store that I work at sells axolotls. So I could totally get one, but I am not because it's another water change and I've already got to do 3. Well, and goldfish are dirty fish anyway. They actually need to be in a bigger tank than people think. They have to be water changed a lot more frequently, especially in a smaller tank. One, they're going to outgrow it because they don't grow to the size of their environment. They will outgrow it. But they're dirty fish, so the smaller their tank, the more often you have to clean them. But the tank, and they are kind of in a small tank for what's in there. Like, there are 3 goldfish and there are 2 snails. And the snails themselves produce enough waste. And then the goldfish are dirty. So all of them together in there makes for a dirty tank. Like, the last time I water changed, by the end of the day after I water changed, there was already a ginormous pile of poop in there from the snails. I'm like, but, you know, you can always get a different kind of fish that isn't quite as dirty. I mean, betta fish aren't as dirty. Cichlids aren't as dirty. Depending on the cichlid. Oscars are pretty dirty fish. They have monstrous poop. But goldfish are dirty fish. So the bigger the tank, the better. And the bigger the tank for any fish, the better, because then you don't have to water change them as frequently because their tanks are bigger. But definitely, if you get a smaller tank, for one, they're not going to be happy and thriving because it's too small. But 2, it gets dirty faster. And the tanks that my husband cleans every other weekend are 75-gallon and a 55-gallon. Ooh, black lace angelfish. And both of the tanks have cichlids in them. We have American cichlids in the 75, and we have African cichlids in the 55. And then my tanks are a 20, a 10, and a 2. So I've got the smaller ones that have to be water changed more often. The 20 is what the goldfish and the snails are in. And technically they should be in something bigger because my goldfish aren't even full grown yet. We do have a 55-gallon out in the garage doing nothing, but that I can totally put them in, which would be awesome. I'm just procrastinating cleaning it, and I have to make sure that it still holds water. My 10-gallon has 3 female betta fish in it, and my 2 has 1 male. So I don't have to water change the bettas as often as the goldfish because they're cleaner fish. But there's a puffer fish at work that is the cutest thing. I love his face. He's just got the most animated face. And I would love, love, love to have him, but he's also a saltwater fish, and I've never had a saltwater tank. Plus, that's another water change. So, and he's an expensive fish. He was like $80. And I can't justify spending that much on a fish that I can't guarantee that I can keep alive. You know? anyway, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. It's been 2.5 hours, and Mrs. Green Thumb is live now, so we can always raid her. I'm appearing on her channel tonight at 6 p.m., guys. So I hope to see you over there as we talk animals on her channel tonight at 6. So, yeah. But I am going to end this stream, and I'll pop over on hers and eat my breakfast and do my water change and all of that jazz. So it was good to talk with everybody. Mrs. Green Thumb, I will actually put her link in the chat. Let's see, hang on a second.
Why is it so hard for hardworking?
Trying to mute. Alright. Here is her channel. This is actually her live stream right here. So this is Mrs. Green Thumb's link to her current stream. So we're going to head over there. Alright, Mike. Thank you. You're going to go seed the ground. Have fun. But yeah, we can head over there. Have some fun. But yeah, I'll be there tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Talking animals and showing all my creatures. So, hope everybody has a great day. Thanks for joining me for my stream today. I enjoyed it. And I will talk with you guys later. Bye-bye.